We begin here this hour. Joburg MMC for Public Safety, Mgcini Tshwaku, says any criminal pointing a gun at a police officer or community member will be met with a shoot-to-kill approach. Tshwaku was speaking at the unveiling of the city's tactical response units. The JMPD's TRU will conduct daily searches, visible policing, community interactions, crime analysis, and address issues related to domestic violence, women, children and the elderly. Before we speak to the councillor, let's listen to some of his remarks from yesterday.
Any thug, any criminal that is pointing a gun on police officer or any member of the community, we are going to shoot to kill. We will not hesitate to shoot. This squad here has been mandated very simply not to negotiate with criminals. We'll shoot to kill, because at this point in time, the thugs and criminals have the guts to even hijack and kill police officers. The criminals nowadays, they have the guts to go into a police station and rob a police station. Baslibe.
The MMC joins me now in studio. I see you watching yourself very eagerly there. Thank you.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you,
Let's just start off with those comments. What do you actually mean when you say shoot to kill?
No, look, thank you very much for the opportunity really to clarify all those issues. You must remember that the criminals have declared war on the citizens of Johannesburg. If you look into the areas of Deep Slot, last month before we actually had an intervention, people were being killed on a daily basis. They can attest to that. You've got people that have been killed in areas like Freedom Park. There's a place that probably going to be going to tomorrow to go and check it out. When the mayor went there yesterday on Wednesday to do their service delivery, they found 4 bodies dumped into a waste bank. If you go to Freedom Park, there's a waste dump here, so that area apparently is being used as a dump. They kill people and then they actually put them there. Then if you go up as well, Richinji, you go to the areas like Orange Farm, the same thing that has happened. So it means that these criminals have declared a war on the police officers. And if you look at this, what I was saying there is that they don't even hesitate to really go into a police station, rob, the police station. Look at the MMC that was actually robbed as well, the minister that was robbed. So criminals, they're not really scared anymore. They can just shoot you at any time. But obviously, we're saying that if they say they are pointing gun at us, they are shooting at us, we're going to shoot back. And when we shoot, we're not going to miss.
Okay, why is it shoot to kill, though?
Look,
why the word kill?
No, look, is that, I mean, if someone is actually pointing a gun, when they're pointing a gun, they're actually declaring that they're actually going to kill you. So in other words, you must ensure that you protect, the people, and also you must protect yourself, because they will shoot to kill. They're actually not going to shoot you on the leg just to paralyze you. They're going to shoot you straight into the head and all of that. So if once they actually point a gun in you and they want to really shoot you, then we must not hesitate to really ensure that, you actually shoot to really kill. And you must have a situation, that's what I'm saying, that with the criminals hide at this point in time, they've just declared a war. They just shoot anyway. You've never seen the stats. If you go to the stats, like in looking at the Honeydew, for example, you look in Hillbrow, look at the murders that are happening there. And then in Alex, in Alex, the patrollers of Alex, there was a time also sometime last month or so, if you can check it out. So there's close to about 6 of them that have actually died, being killed by a guy called, he's a school bag or so. There's a guy who just get into a tavern, he shoots them, and then at night when they are patrolling, the guy comes in, he shoots. So that's why I'm saying that, Kuti, I'm warning every criminal out there, any individual who's going to undermine the JMPD crime prevention and combating unit and the JMPD crew, that we're not going to negotiate with them. Once they take out gun and they want to shooting at us, we're going to shoot to kill. We're not going to They no longer hesitate.
Understood. I would like to ask you, though, as an MMC of the City of Johannesburg, you giving instructions to this new unit, to the JMPD, to the police, whoever this instruction has been given to, do you have the authority legally to give them that instruction to say, shoot to kill?
Look, if you look into I think it's a section 49. You can invoke what is called a section 49 and all of that. But as the political head in that was changed, that in that ambit, when you look into it, is that you must never, there must be a situation where people, a criminal will never come with you with a knife. They will come with a gun. So, and then when they are having these, they're having a gun, they will actually shoot you, So, as the political head, I need to give, a proper direction as well in terms of
But legally, are you allowed to be giving them this instruction?
Fine. I think read that thing. I think section 40. Let's read section 49. I think it's there. You can actually find it there.
Okay. While I find it, and you're answering my next question, I'd just like to ask you how this unit is going to work. Practically, how is it going to work? And I ask you in the context of, for example, there was a 34-year-old that was raped and murdered here in George Lee Park, in a suburban area, where you would nearly not expect something like this to really happen. You've just spoken about 4 bodies being dumped in Freedom Park. How do we make sure that this unit prevents that from actually happening?
All right. So what happens is that in a way that how the unit is actually going to work is that we are relying on the community that they're going to give us any tip-offs. There's going to be a number that we're going to be issuing it out currently, and also going to be working with the patrollers. We're going to be working also with the neighborhood watchers. And so what is happening is that this unit, you got a crime prevention and combating unit, which will be working on a regional level. From region Johannesburg is divided into 7 regions, Region A up and Region 3. So we have deployed crime combating and prevention unit, which are going to be doing a visibility inside. So those ones are able to patrol, go into the areas, search and seizure and all of that, okay? And then they will be identifying areas of interest, the areas where they will be able, to saying that there is a drug that is being sold there, or there's a kidnapping that, there's been an alleged maybe, human trafficking to that area there. So we've deployed crime prevention unit in each and every region. So once they identify areas of interest or people who have done robbery like that, then it activates the JMPD tactical response unit, which will be doing operations every week. Every week there will be an operation that will be saturating that area. If maybe there's an area with someone that's, is selling drugs, or there's the kidnapping that is there. So that TRU will be a force multiplier to the crime prevention unit. So we've got 2 things, crime prevention and combating unit on the regional level, which are patrolling these communities, and they'll be able to interact also with the community members to understand what is happening, whether the criminality in that area. And then after that, once they see areas of interest, then the tactical unit will be coming in to do operation. They've done an operation yesterday at Hillbrow, operation nightlife. We've also went to, they've closed many taverns that were search and seizure to check. They confiscated knives and guns and all of that. Okay. And then also there was an operation in Dips, I think in Deep Clove as well, where some suspect, we managed to get someone as well with the guns and all of that.
Will you be working at all with, for example, Operation Chanela, or do you want to be separate to that to bolster what's currently happening?
No, we are fine. Remember that we are derived from SAPS, right? So anyway, we will arrest people, but SAPS still has to process them. Okay. Right. So that working relationship with myself and MEC Faith Mama Zibuko, there's no breakdown in that relationship. Okay. We are. I mean, there was sort of tensions back then in terms of how we're going to be working and all that kind of stuff. But we managed to sit down because at the end, when we arrest people, we have to process them. They need to be, there must be investigation, prosecution, and then they must be sent to really jail. We don't have a jail, right? So the only thing we do, I wish we have one. I've got a warehouse. I want to arrest people and put them in the warehouse.
Okay, but now, let's just go back to the legalities of what you're trying to do here. So my team, very quick and fast, have sent me Section 49A of the Criminal Procedures Act, spells out that the use of lethal force may only be used for self-defense or to act an arrest of a person who has caused or is about to cause imminent serious injury and cannot be arrested at a later stage,
there you go.
E.g. fleeing robber with a firearm.
There you go.
But still, my question still remains.
That's the law.
No, but my question still remains, MMC. As an MMC, as a political head, like you've called yourself, do you have the powers to do so? And I ask this in the context of we are a very, very violent society.
Yeah.
And as much as there is an attack on police, there is concern as to what's currently happening, how police officers are being attacked, how there are illegal firearms all around, and criminals are becoming more and more brazen.
Yes.
Is this the best approach, would you say?
But look, Heidi, what we said to the guys is that obviously when we're training them, we took about three months, okay? I said, guys, I mean, look, this tactic, this will to really work and combat crime, okay, but it must be in the ambit of the law. Let us be very vigilant all the time. We even went in and we incorporated the guys from the internal affairs as well. To really, the guys have been conscientized. They've been, they've been trained in terms of, look, you can't just, they're not just going to be using their firearms in any way, right? But we're trying to instill that sense in terms of that we need to go and combat crime fire by fire. And also we must go and find these, these criminals. And then we must not find a situation where a criminal is pointing a gun at us or is about to really shoot someone as a civilian and all of that. And, and hesitate but it must be calculated. They must not be reckless, and we spend too much time on that. There was a big debate even internally in terms of that. But I said, guys, most of our people and most of these, these law enforcement officers, our people are getting killed. They're not getting anything. And you find that these criminals, we're finding these illegal guns and all of kind of stuff like that. They're really scared to act because most of the time when they act and they start, with their work of search and seizure, and really chase these criminals. They actually get fired, and others at home as we speak. So there was a sense that we're not going to use these weapons. Rather, we don't use them. Let us not defend anything. Even if I see criminals, there's a shooting going on. Yeah. But I said to them, is that we must ensure that whatever we are doing, it will be a case-by-case basis. We must be cautious and calculated. Okay,
I want to ask you, I've run out of time, but I have two more questions. In terms of the wardens, I know you haven't really seen their role in all of this, but do you want to work with them? Do you not see how they could be of use, especially in communities, to provide that support to your new unit?
Look, I don't have a problem with any sphere of government that really wants to, to combat crime. I don't have an issue with that. We'll work with them. There's no issues. As we said within the economic freedom fighters, that we like to take politics out when you have to do service delivery.
Yeah, okay. You don't really have a choice at this point because there's war out there. You know, politics should take a step back when it comes to saving lives of
Look, I can be arrogant and say I don't want to, okay? But we have to be together. Don't say I don't want to work with any other law enforcement agencies. But we say that let us put these our differences aside and all of that. Because
but
you know why.
Because
you know why.
You actually need that support.
No, we need that support. Yes, we needed the support. I even said to the Premier, yesterday over Twitter when he was congratulating when we launched that unit, that Premier, from now on, let us strengthen the intergovernmental relations and work together. Because what we did not like in the city and also in the department was that everyone was just coming to do operation in the city of Johannesburg. They've never convened us. They've never said, MMC, Dr. Tshwaku, which areas that have you done operations and you've neutralized the area? And which are the areas that are giving you issues? Then you need a force multiplier. You find they just come in and parachute themselves and do everything. But that is a thing of the past now. I think that we're fine. And they could have even asked in terms of how to deploy their crime prevention units. You know, because we understand now, we read. Remember, we're coming from the economic freedom fighters, we read. They did not understand how the crime prevention wardens work or how do police work. You know, you must be very tactical. Okay, let me give you a very quick one. They've got 6,000, right? They've hired, you know, the 6,000 for the whole of Gauteng. Divide that by the shift. So it's a 4-day in, 4-day out shift. What is 6,000 divided by 4? 1,005, right? Yeah. Okay. Right.
Don't test my maths live on air.
And then after that, so 1,500, you divide it by 550 wards in Gauteng, in Gauteng, meaning that in each and every ward you will have 3 crime prevention wardens. When they hired, they did not know how they work because there's a 4-day in, 4-day out shift. So with the crime prevention unit we've established, we are now in the final stage with the negotiation with the union to take them out of there to be in a flexi shift, to be available 24/7 anytime that we actually need.
Okay.
So now I advise them that they must go into a flexi, they must put money, a standby allowance, so that they can pull them out more, because the rest of the 4,005 are sitting at home per shift. Right, so they must give more money, more standby allowance, so that the guys, they can come out. They must train them for firearm. They have never trained them for those firearm. By the way, they were trained by the JMPD, by the way. That's what they're not telling you. There are traffic wardens, of which we're going to be launching them now. We are at the traffic warden, as mandated by the EFF, that we must strengthen in the EFF manifesto. EFF said that we must strengthen the law enforcement officers so that we're able to deal with crime, drugs, and all of that. So by strengthening, we've launched now this unit. We're also going to be hiring 300 traffic wardens that are going to be a force multiplier for bylaw enforcement.
Okay.
We're also going to be hiring 300 patrollers to be eyes and ears of the crime prevention unit. Lastly, we're going to be hiring pointsmen, points duty. The issue now, the issue of having the homeless people directing traffic will be the thing of the past.
Okay, but I mean, that's a completely different discussion, which I've asked questions about a million times.
It will be done now,
Okay.
Heidi. We are hiring now.
Yeah, and
okay.
how are you going
We're
to
hiring.
Yeah, okay. Let's lastly, MMC, let's speak about this unit. When is it going to kick off, and are you really going to stand by it? Because this could either really work or it could go horribly wrong in terms of the force and violence that could be used from both sides, from this unit and from criminals or civilians trying to protect themselves.
Look, we have written a report for the council to adopt, to tell them that this is the unit that is going to work. They've developed the standard operation procedures. It has been developed in terms how the unit is going to be working, when and how. In the morning, when they come in, what do they do? Secondly, there are key performance indicators that have been developed. So those ones with both the report will be processed into the council to be ratified by the council, so that now they can start to have a budget. So that anyone who comes doesn't say that it was a Mgcini thing. It was an EFF initiative, we're going to take it out. It must be a council approved, so that there's a budget. Remember, this unit, by the way, if whoever was going to come out and dismantling it, since 2001, JMPD has never launched a crime prevention unit. It's the first time. It's a tri-band, traffic, bylaw, and the crime prevention unit. Since 2001, they've managed to launch a traffic bylaw, but there have been attempts to launch this crime prevention unit and combating. So everyone, all the acting chief of police, the directors, everyone who's been there, and the officers, they like this unit. They said it's a good thing. They've been willing to really fight and to really fight crime, but they needed training. So we've actually taken them into tactical training. We've got the officers in-house who've actually trained them. When is it going to kickstart? So it has actually started yesterday. So they're
on the ground already?
Yeah, on the ground already, yes. They are on the ground already. So we'll be having meetings every Monday to get stats. So any stats, success. If you want to join us in terms of the operation, there's operations that are going to be coming up in this coming week. So we'll invite you so that you can have a look at it.
Okay.
So there will be hiccups there and there, but their rules is very strict. One, visibility, patrolling, and also there's going to be a line. There's a tip-off line that we're going to be tweeting tomorrow. If you know anything happening on crime, you want to report to us, or any areas of the crime hotspots, areas of interest, you can actually WhatsApp that number.
Okay.
Or also, if you want to talk to me direct, you can also do the WhatsApp.
Okay, I've completely run out of time, and my
Okay.
producer's going to be very
We
angry.
must have more time.
But just one more question.
One more you see,
a re-question.
All
Are
right.
you sticking by your comment, shoot to kill?
Yeah, well, we have declared war on criminals. We are going to fight crime fire by fire. I tell you right now. And in that unit, I'm going to be there. So the war has been declared. With all those criminals and thugs there, we're not going to wait for them to do something. We're going to look for them now. Okay. And we've actually started to get a tip-off in Orange Farm, in Alex, in Soweto.
Okay, don't expose on TV.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Okay.
That was Joburg MMC for Public Safety, Dr. Mgcini Tshwaku, speaking to us about this new tactical response unit.